Next case is case number 34, COD 22-00101, 12197 Cochran Avenue in Port Charlotte. Officer Teague.
Savannah Teague, Certified Code Compliance Officer with Charlotte County. Property address is 12197 Cochran Avenue. Owner of the property is Edward and Kimberly Feehan. Case is COD 22-00101. Case was heard before the magistrate June 2nd, 2021. For violation of Charlotte County Code, I re-inspected the property on June 15th, 2023, abatement on July 12th, 2023, and found the violation substantially still exists. This is a second A&C, which is a 90-day fine in the amount of $4,520, with additional cost of abatements, bringing the total to $7,253.67.
Okay, can you pull up your photos and provide them? All right, I remember this case. I know we're still coming along on this one, huh? All right.
Well, that's all gone.
These are old folders.
Yeah, those are the photos
the
that were
original?
taken the day of the abatement.
Okay. Do you have the costs? Oh, there they are. Okay. The county's full hard costs on this are $2,546.17.
Yes.
Okay. All right. With the abatement in place, what are we still looking at? We're just the structure, or was everything else pulled out too?
No, so they have a permit currently issued for the structure, so it was just the junk. The property should be in compliance at this point. They've registered any remaining vehicles on the property.
Okay. Do you have anything additional to add? I know
Yeah.
the property's been cleaned up and you're trying to move forward, but do you have
It's been cleaned up. My issue is that we were never even told that they were coming to do this whole bringing the police in and coming and cleaning up the yard and trying to take all of our vehicles off the property. We were never even told about that. They just showed up one day. My issue with this whole thing is, and she and I have gone back and forth on the property, this is not an issue about junk-like condition. This is an issue about registering cars. And, I asked if I can just register these cars, and she said that I could, and we put them right back where they were. So obviously it's not a junk-like condition issue. It's a state or a county tag issue for whatever kind of, I guess they have a problem. See that picture there is what most of our yard looks like. Mm-hmm. We have an acre of land, and she's only showing the southwest corner of our property where my son actually lives because he is displaced from a hurricane. So it's a little deceiving to what was going on. But my biggest issue with you the day after you came is that you only came and took the things of value from my home. You left just as much stuff on my property as you took. And we have pictures of that also.
Yeah, I made it.
Let me finish what I'm going to say, okay? Mm-hmm. Because we've done this before. You repeatedly come on my property when you're not invited to, and you're trespassing, which will not happen. You have to go and see all the things that you see.
No.
You weren't on the property then?
We'll do one at a time. I'll let you respond after the fee.
So you come and took things of value. You've only taken things, whatever crew that you brought off the street from somewhere. I found some of your property that you took off my property on the property behind me that they left in the street. They left in the easement on the house that they're building behind me that they didn't even take. They took it on their little gator and they dropped it in the road because I guess they realized they didn't want it. And we have proof that they took 5-gallon cans of paint that they couldn't take with them. So they actually tossed the 5-gallon paints into the woods on my property, and the lids came off and the paint came out of it. And I called you the next day and told you this, and you said I have to take it up with them. I didn't hire them. You hired them. They're your problem, not mine. I'm a businessman. I know when I hire somebody, I'm responsible for them. So you're responsible for wherever you invite on my property. So if we want to go further with that, we can go further with that with the EPA or OSHA or whatever you want to do that way. But I'm sick of you constantly coming to my house and just doing the same thing that the other guy was doing, the guy before me. I'm not going to deal with it anymore. You're going to poke the sleeping bear one too many times, and this is going to get ugly. Do not come on my property again. We have cameras up now. If I see you, I will escort you off my property.
Okay. Officer Teague, do you have anything you want to?
Sure. So the only time the property was ever accessed was for the abatement, which we have the right to do.
Not true.
The individuals that are building the home behind him have an active permit, so I'm allowed to be on that property, and that gave me viewpoint of all the junk he has in the backyard.
This is before that property was even cleared. That property was just cleared.
I never had photos of junk in the backyard before that property.
Yes, you did. That property was just cleared behind me a couple months ago.
Hold on a second, I have the original photos here. I'll check and see.
The IROC that's in the picture right there, you wrote me up in the beginning as that being a junk-like condition. It's probably worth more than your car's worth. But because it had a flat tire, you wrote it up as a junk-like condition. So you don't understand what junk is and what's usable stuff. We're in this house 25 years. We live here.
County is asking for $7,520 or $7,253.67. It's got hard costs, $2,733.67 plus recording fees. Then you've got that's $4,500 that I'll say I had to play with. The county will allow, once the property is brought into compliance, a reduction in fines down to, what is it, $1,000? So I'm going to reduce your fine by $3,500 to $1,000 plus the cost of the hard abatement. And that is in recognition not of arguing with Officer Teague, but partially in recognition of the condition the property was left in by the county's contractor, but mostly because you pulled the permit, you're moving forward to try to clean up the property. And that's the only thing I really care about. All right? Thank you, Mr. and Mrs. Feehan.